Aaron is not available for tomorrow. Stephen Davis is not available. Diallo is not available. Ryan Jack is not available. That's about it. And Hollander not available.
Of course, a tough trip to Perth, and we just spoke to James there, who says, results need to be pretty much perfect from now on. Is that the message?
Yeah, I think it's quite clear now that we are, coming into the end of the season with the last 10 games, and they're all important. We need to get every game. We get to 3 points. Very disappointed, of course, with the draw we had in the weekend. But it's a new game, a new challenge, and we have to have the 3 points tomorrow.
I was just wondering if you'd had much of a chat with Roy Mackay, the forwards coach, because obviously, particularly at the weekend, the number of chances you're making. How does he manage the players that he's working with on that? Is it a case of, does he nurse them, or does he give them a bit of tough love to get them over the line?
Well, I think it's, of course, it's a job for all of us to make sure we are first create the chances we want to create, but more important to convert the chances into goals. And I think the last games in the league where we have created a lot of chances, but didn't convert as many as we wanted, and that's why we had the draws. So it obviously is a point we need to improve. He's talking a lot with the players. He's doing a lot of finishing on goal with the strikers and midfield players. So we're looking into images of games. So we need to improve that area, and so we are working on that, and hopefully tomorrow we'll see a difference.
There's been a kind of air of hysteria slightly around the coverage of the club in
Sorry?
the last little while, in terms of the choice of tactics, the signings of Ahmed and Ramsey. Did you expect it to be quite as intense as this when you came in?
Well, I know the club. I know the feeling in becoming a manager of a big club, and it comes with pressure. It comes with questions. So for me, that's what I expected, what I'm used of. But for me, the most important thing is to be clear on the path we want to go, how we want to play, and I know I'm responsible for the tactics, for pick up the starting lineup. So I don't need any advice or influence, or of course people will talk about it in a very good way and in a very negative way when the results aren't there. But I just have to be clear in my head and just go on the path. I want to go with my team and with the club, and that's, for me, that's the most important thing. I think everyone is entitled to comments or critics. I think that's also I think that's the beauty of football. Everyone can mingle, everyone has his opinions, but in the end, I have to make my decisions how I want to make them, and that's only with my own thinking in mind.
Just regarding Aaron, has it been a disappointment or a frustration that he's not been able to make as much of an impact since he's joined? And do you have a timeline of when he may actually be back and available?
I don't have a clear timeline. Hopefully he can join the team very soon. He's already working on the pitch again, so hopefully in the near future we can welcome him back in the squad. Of course, we wanted Aaron to be involved more than he is now, but the most disappointed is Aaron himself. But it's football. You almost never get the ideal scenario as a coach. Only in an ideal world, you always have things that will happen every week due to circumstances. But it's just a case to make sure you handle the situations well for the players, for us as a team in general, and just move forward. And hopefully, Aaron, as long as all the other players who cannot be involved tomorrow can be with the team soon.
Does that just make it even tougher that teams are fighting for either relegation or top six or European places, that your levels have to be perfect because teams are really trying everything to get the result in these last 10 games because there's so much to play?
Yeah, well, it's normal. Every club has his own ambitions and his own goals in the season. So it can be from being champion in qualifying for Europe, avoiding relegation. So all the teams now with 10 games left will do anything to win those games. So that's normal in the season. It's never easy, to win games in this league. We have seen that already this season. So we just have to continue, and then after 38 games, the one who's on top, is the champions, and it's as simple as that. But we still have 10 games to go, and we are there for the fight, and we have to continue.
In terms of the other players that are out, Phil Hollander, Ahmad, and Ryan Jack, are those long-term injuries, or what's the sort of information behind those? Are you expecting them back maybe for the weekend?
Yeah, probably Philip and Ryan will be back for the weekend, and Diallo somewhere next week.
Yeah. In terms of, when you came in, you had a great defensive record. You seem to be not conceding many chances, but conceding goals. Is that a concern? And what are you doing to sort of rectify that?
Well, we have to. I think it's two-sided. The first thing is to create more or score more goals with the chances we have. And as you said, we're not having a lot of chances against us. But we have to be more ruthless, especially also in the weekend where we had a 2-0 advantage and weren't defending really well for the 2 goals we get against us. So it's both ways. Defend better in the chances we give away, and score more goals with the chances we create. And especially in the games where you're not scoring as many goals you want or you can, especially the goals you get against us can cost you a lot of points, and that's what we had the last couple of months.
In terms of the fact that you're playing every midweek, every weekend, will you need to look at the squad in terms of rotation to ensure that the players remain fresh?
Well, you definitely have to look in how players will feel, but you have to play the strongest team as possible every day, every game we play from now on, and of course physically is a big factor. But you cannot rest players. If players are really feeling okay and feeling fresh, we have to start with our strongest team possible.
A couple of the goals that Rangers have conceded recently have been more down to individual errors rather than anything to do with a system or whatever. As a coach, how do you work on that, about removing those individual errors from the match?
Well, that's difficult. I mean, it's as you said, always when you analyze goals against you, is sometimes, always every time sometimes doesn't go well or goes wrong. It's normal with goals. I think we always know when you're conceding goals, players will get the blame whose fault it was. But I think we have to take responsibility as a team, as a whole. Myself, also a coach, with all the goals we get against us, and improve the moments we didn't do well, and make sure the next time we face those moments we do better. But we win as a team, and we draw and we lose as a team. So, but it's you don't want to make many errors, but you also know that football is also a game of mistakes. Mistakes will happen at any time, and then you have to make sure you overcome those mistakes and turn them into goals.